This is the RNG arena, and we are live in 5, 3, 2, 1, unpause. We got 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is Iceman speaking again with Festive Long Johns, but today we got something special for you again, guys. We got another special guest. We got with us RedxWings. Hello.
Hi, my name is RedxWings, as Ice obviously said.
Yeah, we got something special for you today. We got a little bit of a special replay, and we're gonna do some analyzing on it. You brought us something with you, right? RedxWings, didn't you?
Absolutely, I bought this replay. So basically, in this replay, I was always dreaming about using tank hunter tactics, and when the Make Love Not War came out, I just said, "Yo, fuck it, let's buy this commander and do some crazy shit with it." So, so I usually when developing a strategy or just trying out crazy things, you gotta throw yourself into there. And I always just to get tank hunter under my belt, I just pick it right from the beginning and just try to adapt to what the opponent is trying to do and see what works and what doesn't work.
All right. So you're playing against Ostia in person of Caliber, I see, and it's interesting. Both of you already chose a Doctrine. I mean, you obviously tank hunter, like you've just said, but as well as Caliber, who went for Asgrens, apparently.
Yeah, he went for Ascons, except I didn't know that. So I always assume like they didn't pick a commander until I see something obvious, so something like Ascran.
All right, we got a little bit of an unconventional start from you. We got 2 NGs, then building up tier 1 and going for double penals. That's interesting. I guess it gives you a fair amount of like short to mid-range firepower on this map.
Yeah, well, I chose. Well, I always go with penals, but for this matchup, I tend to focus more on the munitions and try to cut them off that way because tank hunters is really more munitions heavy since you don't have any call-ins. So I try to go more for the munitions and try to cut the opponent off from any resources.
Yep, and
But
on that note, we've got our very first cutoff going here with the double penal start. I'm here, by the way. Hello. Just for a heads up, guys, I'm going to be a little bit quiet in this one so I can focus on the camera work. The 3-man cast we did with computer heat was a little bit crazy. All of us were just really excited and going hard as a motherfucker, and I'm gonna be quiet in this one. And I'm gonna focus on the casting and let Iceman and RedxWings do most of the commentary and the analytical stuff. So
yeah, Festive is just gonna add some what is it called? Words of wisdom here and there.
it's color commentary.
Yeah. All right, so there's a question coming up to my mind. So you're playing tank hunter, right? And you get all these awesome abilities that your conscripts benefit from. It's the 18-8s and the PTRSs, but you're going double penal start. You're adding in some conscripts now, but isn't that kind of like, I don't know? Does it fit to the Doctrine?
Well,
I'm wondering.
Well, my personal take is that tank hunters is really more. It's a bad name. It's like light vehicle hunter rather than tank hunter. So you need to have some more anti-infantry power, which I like to use penals for.
Oh, I see. So basically, it's about the conscripts being there if some kind of early vehicle tries to deal with the penals.
Yeah,
they
the
don't
conscripts.
have any, yeah.
Conscripts become more of a support rather than the frontline infantry.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That being said, though, we got some Asgrens from your opponent, which will probably perform quite nicely against the cons, but against the penals, it's gonna be a close thing, especially with the flame, but the penals should win most of the time. We also got a sniper rod, which is really interesting. German sniper, you don't see that every day.
Snipers are really, like, they really depend on your micro.
Yeah.
If you can micro them really well, like, they'll pay off, but it's really hard to do since, it's just one man. And usually Soviet snipers are a lot more easy. They're easier to fall back on.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Especially on this map, like, it's rather easy to flank the sniper probably most of the time. There's a lot of hedges you can sneak around. I guess it's really hard to make use of him and to preserve it, but we'll see how that works out. Also, it's interesting to play like an Austin sniper against Soviet 1 because I'd normally say you got a fair bit amount of counters in there to counter the German sniper. Fun fact though, you still didn't connect your fuel in the south.
Yeah, usually I like to leave. Well, in this case, my opponent Caliber, he successfully pushed me back to the top, so I was a little drawn back from that. So I usually just let my MG just back cap from where they were before. So they went from the munitions up to the strap point right there, and then they just slowly start back capping until he started harassing me, which is a little annoying.
Oh,
Yeah, the sniper has to retreat. Oh wow, that crit on the aspirants. Look at that.
Yeah, those low health models.
Yeah.
Alright, RNG. Best RNG.
Yeah, we got an MG as well. We got, and that's really interesting. We got double Asgrens for Caliber. You don't really see that every day. It's together with the sniper and only 2 grants that leaves him really vulnerable to any kind of early vehicle, I'd say.
Yeah, in this case, I should have really gone for a M3 just to, you know, push the Asgrens about. But I decided it was a little too late in the game to call him an M3 when the counters are just, you know, right around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that would have been interesting to see how an M3 would have worked out. Yeah, I mean maybe it is too late now, but yeah, who knows?
Look at how this map's divided. I was just gonna comment about how both sides were cut off until RedxWings is about to reconnect, but yeah, both players are just like kind of disregarding their native, you know, resource points and going for the cutoffs.
We're seeing you going for a 3rd penal squad. That's kind of heavy relying on penals, right? You're also laying some mines at your cutoff. These are the little anti-tank mines, right?
Yeah, the little dinky mines that I like to call them.
Now,
Well,
what's the
that
best way to place those? Do you want to place those in groups or spread them out, or how do those work?
So once you hit those little mines, they stun the vehicle. What I like to do with them, since conscripts can place them, you just every time you cap, you just place one of those little mines if you can afford the munitions. You never know when they might be handy. Like, you know, some tank just randomly rolls over and just saves your ass because they got stunned. So usually I like to put them in single groups.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the point of that. Is it working well with the anti-tank bombing run? Like if a vehicle runs over it, gets stunned, you can put a bomb run on it, or is that like the stun isn't long enough?
That really depends on the vehicle. Like, if it's like a 222, you're not gonna hit it. Like it's just gonna say like, you know, fuck you bombing run. But if it's like something like a Tiger or something even larger and slower, you might hit some of it. Like you have to really be on point with the timing. Like once it's stunned, you gotta like click that ability and just fire away.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing Caliber lying down a really aggressive telemine in the middle. He just captured your cutoff, so he's laying a telemine there. Maybe he's feared of some kind of early vehicle too, because he noticed his vulnerability to that. Now it's probably definitely too late for an M3, but maybe he's already fearing some kind of T70 or something. Definitely not a bad spot over there.
It's definitely not, because usually such a forward mine, like it's putting forward mines will usually net a kill if the opponent isn't careful enough. Like I should have immediately got minesweepers as soon as I got cut off, but I for whatever reason, maybe I was lacking 2 little munitions. I only have 33 right now, but I should have really gotten minesweepers since they really
the sniper.
People dug
no.
it. Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you over there. It was just wow.
That's a perfect example of how the German sniper plays out in real and normal games.
Yeah, although to be honest, like I'd say that was a bit of a micro mistake over there. Like
it absolutely was, but it's just so unforgiving. You know, it just takes one tiny little slip up and that thing's gone. And now we see
he had a lot of units
squad
as well. He had the micro and MG, 2 Asgrens, and
Yeah.
like 2 Grens. So I don't really fault him, but it's really hard to keep those snipers alive.
Well, like Iceman can attest to, he played a game just earlier in the week that he built a sniper, a German sniper, and tell us what happened, Iceman. Tell us how great the unit was, and
well,
it was
funny
great
thing
for
is,
a minute.
It performed really good and was important for my game until it got sniped by an AT gun. Hey.
Here we got a little anti-tank mine going down, stuns the the 250, which just got called in, and the anti-tank grenades.
Wow, look at that!
Yeah,
it almost kills the 250. Wow, and then the PTRS finishes off. That was just an awesome ambush over there, and it was so
just
fast.
Just placing those mines once you're capping, can really save your ass sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you just got those mines down too. Yeah. And I guess it probably should be noted that, like, if you keep an eye on where your opponent's shock units are going to come from, like in this case, the 250 at, what is that, 4 or 5 CPs?
Yep.
Or is it 3?
Yeah, it's 3.
I think it's 3 CPs,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, you went for it, like, at 5, but yeah, it's normally 3. Having
those sort of little things down and preparation of it, it paid off immediately. But what about those anti-tank... the RPG-40 anti-tank grenade assault, is that that's not a, I can't say that I've ever actually played with this ability, so I'm curious to know how it functions. It didn't look like it was targeted. Is it something that you have to manually target like a Molotov?
You get to target the vehicle, but like they're not gonna home like regular.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
And
so,
each squad member throws AT grenade.
Okay, so it's important to use it on a disabled vehicle if you want to have the highest amount of success there.
Yeah. And I don't think they damage engines. I don't recall. Every time I use it, it's just either bounce or just straight up damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you rather use them, like Festive said, on disabled vehicles, and if you want to like disable or whatever cripple a vehicle, you just use the normal AT nades.
Yeah.
And so here we see you've got nothing, no form of hard AT whatsoever, and it looks like you're going to have to rely on the anti-tank mines and the anti-tank grenades and vehicle snares in general to deal with something like a Stuggy, which is pretty common for an austere player. Doesn't look like 18 nades have been teched, which makes a lot of sense, I guess, if you've got doctrinal access to something like that.
That's the thing. Does it pay off to tech 18 nades, the regular 18 nades, when you get the doctrinal ones? It's hard to say. I'd say, like, if you want to disable vehicles, you probably got the mines, right?
Well, it depends, because it depends what you're attacking. Like, if you're attacking tigers and something with like high armor, I usually don't really expect regular con 18 nades to penetrate. But in this case, like light vehicles such as Stuggy, it would have been effective for AT grenades, but I was already lacking munitions, so I decided, and fuel, so I decided, you know, just to skip it, and hopefully he'll run into my AT mines.
Yeah, I mean, and check that out. Check out what you invested your fuel in. You build up tier 4, and then go for an SU-76.
Oh boy, classic RedxWings.
Yeah.
The SU-76. The much feared.
I figured he was going mechanized assault, so, and T-70, they're not gonna do anything to the Stuggy unless it rolls into a corner and shows its ass to the T-70. So I figured an SU-76 might be a more appropriate counter than a T-70.
I really wonder how you're gonna make that one, bring that one to use. I haven't seen a good, like a well-used SU-76 in ages, really. So.
It'll do decent against the MG and the Stuggy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well used the artillery barrage, and then the AT.
Oh, we got the salvage kit on the engineers.
Yeah, I got that
nice.
as soon as for the half track I got destroyed right by the munitions point, just to get a little fuel or whatever I got. Just more of it coming in.
Yeah, it also gives you manpower. Is that correct? I think so.
Yeah, I think it gives out manpower.
Yeah, like that's pretty crazy. If you get a game that lasts for like a long time, let's say about 45 minutes, 1 hour, and you got a lot of wrecks, you can really get an insane resource boost by that.
I mean, keep in mind that upgrade costs like what, 100 munitions or something?
Yeah, it costs 100 munitions.
Really expensive. Oh man, this Stuggy's on his own teller mine almost. If he moves
Oh,
up.
wow.
Oh, if this goes off to the Stug.
Oh,
Or to the.
Ah, it was just 1 second too late. That was unfortunate.
I was just happy to hit it once. Just
But I mean, look at that. The Stug, like it's solo health.
Yeah, one more shot and it goes down.
Yeah. Ah, and it misses.
Oh,
Why?
you dirty drunk Russian bastard.
Oh, again.
Lay off the vodka. Oh, and that one doesn't penetrate.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. You could have died twice, actually, right there. So yeah, your opponent went for tier 2, but he didn't get anything out of it yet. Like the PGs were, I'm pretty sure they were from the 251 or the 250. What's it? 250, I think. Yeah.
Oh, bundle grenade going off on the Panzer or on the.
yeah, I was
Panels.
basically asking for a grenade up my feet when you see them all bunch up like that.
Yeah.
You're asking for a grenade just to get one-shotted.
Yeah, a lot of people complain about the unit bunching and how it wipes grenades, but honestly, if you just pay attention to how they're grouped and the unit that you're going up against, most of the time you can predict when somebody's going to try and throw a grenade at you. The SU-76 is going for a flank on the Stuggy, but
yeah, but
you're going to play a bit of a runaround.
Time, he got spotted by the retreating MG, which is dying right now. Leaves it up to,
he lost
being
it.
able to capture.
Rifle
But
grenade
yeah,
going off and ooh, almost wipes the conscript. They're in danger. Oh, they barely get away. And the Stuggy manages to retreat all the way to the north. The SU-76 on the hunt.
Is still going for it. It's solo.
Yeah, I
only one more
wanted that
shot.
Stuggy dead. The longer it's on the field, because I don't have most of my infantry is gonna be prime target for Stuggy.
Yeah.
I just wanted it off the field as soon as possible.
Oh,
I couldn't find it.
Without that many Fausts on the field, I mean, Asgrins don't have Faust, Panzergrins don't have Faust. The SU-76, really, you can kind of roam around and scout and not really have to worry about getting disabled. It looks like Caliber has lost some of his infantry squads. I missed that, actually. I know he lost the MG in the middle. Where did that little bastard go?
What, the MG?
Oh, did RedxWings
Yeah,
pick it up?
Yeah, he captured it.
I missed
Which
it.
is really important. Like you only have tier 1 builded, so you don't have any access to like support weapons. But with the MG42, you basically got anything you want right there. It's so useful, so deadly in a 6-man crew.
Well, Caliber's now got both fuels connected, and is draining RedxWings pretty hard. This whole game has just been crazy in terms of map control. Both players have not been playing static at all. Everybody's just been harassing all over the map. It's been really kind of a really unconventional game in a lot of ways. But right now, I mean, what are you thinking by going tier 4? What's I mean, obviously it's got the SU-76, but what else? What makes you favor tier 4 over, let's say, a tier 3 tech when you're going with the Tank Hunter Tactics Commander?
Well, tier 4, in my opinion, it's a lot more versatile in that it can attack like a lot of different targets, rather than tier 3, which usually you only really get for T-3476s. But since I knew he was going mechanized assault, eventually a Tiger would come, and usually I wouldn't bet that my T-3476s could do anything to the Tiger. So I decided to tech for tier 4 first, just to be sure.
And I guess since you invest so heavily in SU-76s, the Katyusha is out of the question then? So are you going to rely on the 76 for your indirect fire with the barrage?
It depends how the games go. If I lose my SU-76, then I might consider Katyusha, since you need some artillery just to pepper the troops from here and there.
Yeah, you also replaced your dead penal squad encrypted with a flamethrower immediately. Yeah, wow, that's it rolled over the telemine. That's that SU-76 over there. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, I was like, that is a good mine. I should have.
Yeah, that's one of my. I mean, I've had a bunch of top players when you get pushed off the map entirely and your cutoffs being camped. You know, that really aggressive teller just is so nasty because you're bound to hit it at some point unless you sweep it. I mean, it's right on the road.
In in that case, it was also really unfortunate that it was an SU-76 rolling over it, because it, I think it one-shotted it. Would have been like an SU-85
Yeah,
or
usually
something.
one-shots it.
Yeah.
But in this case, I wasn't too sad since you see here I'm salvaging
Yeah,
it.
it's
So, you know.
just getting some of the resources back.
Looked like 8 fuel and about 30 to 40 manpower. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. That's really good. So you got both conscripts equipped with PTRSs. PTRSs actually, in my opinion, are underestimated a lot. Actually, like I don't know how they scale on conscripts, but on guards they are with that too. They get that extra penetration, and they get effective against medium armor as well. People underestimate it, and they're reloading so fast, and they are pretty much never missing. So they are really good.
If my opponent teched to tier 3, PTRS is like usually they're great against light vehicles.
Yeah.
But if you go anything higher, it's kind of like how long are you gonna stay and how long are you gonna take casualties, and you need to balance that. Like if you're just dropping squads and you're doing nothing to the tank that's shooting you, it's just better to retreat and try a different way to flush out the tank.
Yeah, we got another Shook E on the field, gets shot by the SU-76, low health. Now it's pulling back, like it didn't even react in the first run. The church is getting low though. Okay, watch out for that MG in there. Yeah, no tech from Caliber yet. It's pretty late in the game already. He has enough fuel to call in the Tiger already, so he might really go for it, like you've kind of predicted in the early game.
I mean, for Mega Assault, there's really no reason to tech up since you got Sugi, which is, you know, a great anti-infantry, and you got the Tiger, which is even better than the P4 in terms of anti-tank.
It's mechanized, basically just the Stucky gives you no reason for tier 3. It's everything you want. It comes earlier than tier 3. It's just about as effective against anti-infantry as it's not quite as flexible as a Panzer IV. You don't have the pencil MG and there's no turret, but for all intents and purposes, I mean, the rate of fire and the AoE damage just make it insane against infantry in general.
Yeah, nice flank coming off from the north. You got 3 squads over there. One got forced off, one penal squad. You got.
Oh, are we gonna go for a satchel?
Rolling over.
He went over the mine. Go for the satchel.
Oh,
yeah,
but shit!
But a bit too late. Like.
No.
But the conscripts, they're going for the 18-8s. Look at that. Check it. They're doing some damage, but yeah, most of them deflect or miss. But the SU-76, the SU-76 does the job. Nicely, and we got the
rolls up, but the pack is taking fire on the SU-76. Good target for the barrage, though.
We got the second SU-76 on that too already.
That was fucking crazy. If that satchel went off, I was gonna shit myself, man. That would have been great. I love the satchel charge. It's just such a crazy ability. Just like, I don't give a shit. Throw a giant bomb at point blank range.
Or at your teammates, you know? Just,
yeah, who cares? They're Strafniki squads. They're meant to be thrown away. They're suicide squads. And now look at the map control, man.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It completely flipped over. Like, you almost have your opponent triple capped, and you got both fuels now. You basically got the whole map except that one, like that 2 strat points over there. Wow.
And Caliber's only got 1 LMG Grenadier, so honestly he doesn't have a whole lot of anti-infantry. And now that your penals have started to get vet, they're not all that bad in terms of anti-infantry capability. So
yeah, and it's also for me,
barrages.
It's really the flamethrower that makes a deal on them. Like, they can really stand up. If they get in range, they can stand up to pretty much every squad if they have flamer range, because it's sometimes like suppressing them a little bit, and it's all, I mean, if you know what I mean. Like you see on the Asgran squad right now, it's putting them to the ground, make them crawl around, and then it's also critting, so it's, I don't know, I think it's really the flamethrower doing the job.
Yeah, flamethrower is good when your opponent has more of a short range arsenal. Like, Caliber only has 1 LMG-42, so I was able to close in the distance and make the most use of the flamethrowers.
You got flamers everywhere, but now the Tigers hit the field. We got the heavy armor, which is a little bit more than the SU-76s can deal with, so we'll see. I don't want to spoil it because obviously you played this game, RedxWings, so don't Don't
Yeah,
spoil,
no
don't
spoil.
spoil anything.
In fact,
but,
I'll tell you lies.
Just mislead the viewers, and it'll
That's
be
a good
extra
idea.
exciting. Yeah. But
I'm just really wondering what you're gonna do against that. One SC-76 is it's getting repaired now, but even with two SC-76, I can't imagine how
I
they deal with the
imagine a
Tiger.
lot of deflections in our future.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Especially with the AT gun in the back. Wow. It's just, I'm really excited for that.
This seems like a really munitions-heavy commander. I mean, it doesn't seem like it is a really munitions-heavy commander. Do you? I noticed you've built a what is that? A fuel cache. Do you ever consider building a munitions cache when you go in this commander, or do you just try and prioritize the munitions territories when you're playing this strat?
Well, it depends because, like, usually I would lay regular mines, but in this game I haven't bothered to lay them at all because I realized that this strat is more munitions heavy, so I just relegate all the mines to those little deaky AT mines.
And those are only
And,
5 munitions a pop,
I
right?
think it's six or some absurdly low number.
Yeah. There's really not a
And-
whole lot keeping you from just building them, like you said, every time you cap. I mean, you've got them at dang near every point that you control. They're really kind of tough to see in the OBS mode, but from what I can tell,
Oh yeah,
there's a lot
they're even
of them.
harder for minesweepers to see it. Like all you get is a little notification on the left saying that there's a mine. And it's like you really can't see it. It becomes really frustrating for the minesweepers.
PTRS is bouncing
And
against the Tiger. It's
Check
only a
that
matter
out.
of time.
We got tier 3 up and a T-34-76 building.
Oh boy.
Wow, that's ultimate late game teching combined arms over here. Like
No, because the problem with T4 is that you can't push. Like unless you
Yeah.
have call-ins,
yeah.
you don't have any main battle tank to help you launch a strike forward. So you need something, and the only thing I had was T-34-76.
Yeah, that's why I was so surprised, because you managed to recapture all the map and push your opponent back with tier 4, which I normally wouldn't consider as a strong pushing tier with the SC-76 especially, but you still managed to do it. And probably the T-34s, or T-34 for the moment, is a good thing to pick the SC-76s up. It's actually really nice to see. Like, most guys out there don't even get one of those tech buildings. You get 2 at the same time, like both of them. That's really cool.
Now we've got enough munitions for the anti-tank strafe, so we'll see. Perhaps I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it too much. I've seen it a couple times. And it seems to do a fair bit of damage if you can get most of it to land, especially against slower, heavier vehicles.
If you can hit it, that's
That's the
the
thing.
best thing.
There's the Tiger, and at the same time the Stupi wipes a conscript squad with PTRSs. Unfortunately, T-34 goes down. Quite some heavy losses for you over there.
There's a sneaky pack.
Yeah.
tucked
Yeah,
away
that pack
back
caught me
there.
off guard with the Tiger. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, very unforgiving. And now the
And
Tiger
out.
smells blood. Says, "Get over here, you squishy
Oh,
SU-76s." Oh, he hits
Check
mine.
that out! My God, you also wow! Oh, it gets stunned again. It gets stunned again.
And
At
the
that point,
penals
I
are
realized
moving
I
in
was
for a
not gonna kill
satchel.
it because it's an SU-76.
And he's not moving. He's not moving. Oh my God! You-
Come on, penetrate, you shitty son!
Yeah,
Oh
this
my
broke my heart.
gosh, that would
Oh
have been
my
just
God.
fantastic, man.
that,
but
that whole engagement would have been
Ah.
so fantastic.
Well, he's
I mean,
got-
it was, but they would have been perfect with the Tiger dying to that. Ah!
we see the Stupi
here,
going
I was
down,
getting desperate. I was
and the
like,
conscripts.
The
PTR.
conscripts are going for the Tiger. That's what I spotted.
It's like PTRS, please.
Yeah, come on, penetrate, do it.
You know,
And then-
maybe once in a year, hopefully they'll
Come
penetrate.
on, come on, you can do it.
Come on.
No.
Ah, PTRS.
Oh,
Oh my God.
so
what a
disappointing.
shame.
What a
Yeah.
heartbreak, man. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, you couldn't have played that any more perfectly. That was exactly how the Commander's meant to be played. Tiger was overextended without much support, and he gets away with it.
Yeah, that was so lucky over there. I mean, you just what I was thinking was really good that you dropped the airstrike before the Tiger actually hit the mine even. Like you just accepted it. You expected. You saw he's going to go over the mines, so you laid
Yeah.
the strafe, and then you went.
Once I saw that icon pop, I was like, no, this is getting a freaking bombing run on top of it.
Yeah. And then we just went for it, and it worked out completely until everything failed to land the last shot.
Well, that's the game, you know. RNG.
That's
Yeah.
go-to, baby.
So you know, you just gotta learn to deal with it.
Yeah. Can't rage, at least during the game. Afterwards, yeah, there's a lot of rage. Oh no, MG goes down.
Ah, it gets restolen. Oh, maybe not.
Oh!
Wow.
He gets the gun directly.
Not
at
in
the
my-
What a
SU-76.
mess it is. And then comes the next T-34. Wow.
This is shaping up to be a doozy.
I mean, honestly, if you'd have killed that Tiger, I think Caliber would have been in a really hard spot to come back from.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have been forced to stall for another Tiger, and he doesn't
Yeah.
have that much fuel coming in, so it would have been bad. But you know, the game's the game. Tiger escapes with blitz.
At least you got you got a free SU-76, right?
Yeah, one I find that one Vet 3 SU-76 is basically two SU-76. So it's like.
So what vet bonuses do we get from this underused SU-76? The tracking ability, which is decent. Not as I'd say it's underused. I like it on the AT guns.
One
Yeah.
great thing is that they have like some really long barrage, and they also get very long attack range. So it becomes more like a Katusha that's able to fire back.
Ah, that's kind of cool.
That sounds
Alright.
really good.
But the problem is getting it to that range.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, still harassing his fuel, which is really good. To have a quick look, we didn't have a look at all at that. Have a look at the VPs. You are pretty much even. Like it's 277 to 274. It's really like you guys have barely half of your VPs left.
Ooh.
Really even.
Another nasty blow for Caliber. Loses another LMG grid.
Yeah.
These
There
flamers
comes
are just
the
doing
Tiger.
work. The Tiger
Blitzing
blitzes
into
in.
Blitzing into the creek.
I hear another explosion. What did I miss? Was that a demo charge? That looks like a
Yeah,
demo
that's
Yeah.
large
charge.
on the bottom. The nice big crater.
Big old
Was it
crater.
at the munitions? Yeah. Right.
So Caliber, really, the only reason he's not in this game is because he's consistently losing his LMG grenadiers.
Yeah.
If he has that long-range firepower, there's basically nothing you can do. The penals will take so many losses by the time you charge in, but he's done, or you've done such a good job of wiping those LMG grins that, oh man, those P grins
Wow.
are taking, it might go down. Oh. The Panzer Grenadiers almost got wiped by that SU-76.
Yeah, but as much LMG grants as he lost, he still has his S grants, which is interesting. They got 23 kills, so they really did a good job, and they are vet free actually. So nice unit preservation over there. We see you building building a T40, not a T34. What am I saying? Building an SU-35. Yeah, this is really getting into combined tanks, whatever. 3 different tanks on the field for one player. How often do you see that?
Well, that
Especially for the
T85
Soviets.
can, you know,
Yeah.
deal with the Tiger more than the T34, because I don't expect either the T34 or the 76 or the SU-76 to do anything.
You know, it'd be nice if the Vet 3 SU-76 got a major penetration buff so that it could at least be reliable, you know?
Yeah, but check that out. It just
Oh, we got a ram? Is there a ram incoming? You gonna? No, he's not gonna throw it away. That Tiger's too low. We got a pack setting up here.
I wasn't
though.
sure about the ram because it was a full health T-34-76. I
Yeah.
wasn't quite willing to let that go, but
Yeah.
it was
But
bad
it
call
was,
in this
but it
case.
was so overextended, and you had the SU-85 rolling
Oh,
up too.
But now it's coming up. It maybe doesn't even need the ram. If the SU-70
Come on, penetrate!
SU-85, finally, please.
Please, for the love
Yes.
of God! Ah.
There you go.
Cathartic
And
victory.
it
That fucking
looks
Tiger.
like you get both of your tanks out there. So it was definitely a good trade for you.
And now the
One
penal
T-44.
squad is looking to flank this pack. If you could steal the pack, that would be huge.
Yeah, it
A
really
pack
would
in
be.
Soviet hands is just brutal. A 6-man pack squad. Looks like
And
we're
also-
gonna get it.
And also keep in mind, there's 2 wrecks on the field. One is a Tiger, which is a heavy wreck you can salvage with the NGs. That's gonna be a lot of fuel and manpower back for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to, when playing against tank hunters, you have to destroy each
Yeah,
and every
I
wreck.
was
You
gonna
don't
say.
want to give any opportunity at all. Like I was just drooling about how much stuff I would get from this tiger thing. Like, oh please give
Let's
me
keep an eye
everything.
on that. Let's look at the resource income when you go to salvage that, just to give people an idea of just how much resources you get. And now you're in a kind of
And there's
precarious spot because you're
mean-
triple capped and most of the map is in your opponent's hands. So
Yeah, but at the same time, your opponent doesn't have any vehicle, and you have definitely the infantry advantage. So I guess you probably be able to recapture the map, and also keep that in mind. There's another T-34 wreck over there, which could be salvaged if it's spotted. There would be a lot of resources overall. Another demo going down in the middle.
yes, yes. Let the cheese
Oh,
flow.
Cancel
it
that.
gets stopped.
Good shows there.
Yeah, I don't like people seeing my demos.
Yeah.
You always want to give them nasty little
Oh,
surprise.
check out that.
Jesus Christ,
The
man!
PG's just
Three?
sniped 3 mortars with their shreds. How ridiculous is that?
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I don't think they'll ever fix that. You know, the last set of patch notes, they supposedly decreased the percentage chance
Yeah.
of strikes and bazookas by like 1,000% or some crazy number, and we
Yeah,
still
some
see
people
that
said
shit happening all the
it's-
time.
Some people said, yeah, basically that means that it's never gonna happen again. And I played like 3 games and I was like, dude, no. it's still happening like before. Like, I didn't feel like they changed anything, so please.
Well, I was happy they have it on my combat NGs, you know.
Yeah,
At least
sure.
it wasn't like, you know, sniping.
It's the little victories. I mean, that shit shouldn't happen, but when it happens, it's alright. It's just combat engines, whatever, I can deal with that. If there's one thing that I always admire, it's the way top players just, the craziest RNG bullshit happens to them, and they'll just shrug it off. They're like, nah. No, they just laugh about it, which is all you can do, really.
Oh god, the vet-free P-Grant's getting close to the SU-76. Please don't tell me it's gonna die. Please
Oh,
don't.
that Hero 76. And
Oh,
the SU-85's
yeah,
in trouble too.
Wow. Yeah, that's what I thought. I still think that tracked up P-Grants are really good counter to Soviet Tier 4, especially SU-76 and SU-85s, because packs can be countered by the SU-76, I suppose, and the Katyusha, but P-Grants you probably have a hard time.
Nice refacing of the MG to suppress the P-Grants, and the T-34 76 comes in to force them off, and they actually drop a Shrek. Hello.
Yeah,
Wow,
and you're getting
that's
another
snipe from that
T-34
T-76.
76. It's just you're building up such a massive army over there. You got definitely enough AT with the SU-76. the
See,
Shrek
now
and
this
the-
is
and
how the
pack.
Soviets should be played. Look at this.
Yeah.
Massive infantry, tons of cheap-ass, shoddy vehicles. That's...
Hey, don't insult my SU-7.
You can't
So
deny it.
I can see the Grens trying to go for the Panther Shrek. I was trying to like stop my vehicle right on top of the on
Yeah.
top of the P-Shrek, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, if you manage to do it, it's definitely working. I did that before. It's so funny when you see a player trying to catch it, and then you can imagine how he gets mad when you just park on top of the Shrek.
So how hard
Yeah.
does this all get to micro at the end? I mean, trying to keep on top of laying your little baby anti-tank mines and relying so heavily on really... I mean, it's not like you can guarantee that a Tiger's going to roll over your little stun mines, or that, you know, you're going to be able to land the anti-tank bombing run strafe on a high priority unit like that. Do you find yourself baiting a Tiger into something like that? Do you just, you just bank it on luck, or like, what's your game plan once things go this long?
Well, in this case, I managed to capture the pack, so I felt pretty comfortable against the Tiger, since you know, the pack is
Yes,
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
But if I didn't have the pack, it would have to rely more on baiting and trying to isolate the Tiger from the rest of it. Like, you can see all the troops from the...
He's doing the same thing he did with his last Tiger, rolling
Yeah,
up between the church.
Yeah,
Well, it's actually
he figured
it's
three times the charm, he won't get
Yeah,
stunned.
I was about to say that. You went with it the third time, no? One time it didn't like went that
Oh, it's
crazy
just
as the
taking
first
so
time.
much
but,
damage.
yeah.
And the
he's
MG completely
dirtying
shuts
the
down
rounds.
the infantry that are trying to advance. And I don't know. We've got a desperate SU-76 barrage going off over there.
Yeah, and I mean, check that out. Basically, there's no AT except the Shreks, which are all pins, so you could just go for it with the T-34s.
Yep. 76s are rolling in. This Tiger
Yeah.
is low.
Yeah, I figured that.
Oh, he's
it'd
gonna
be
eat a
better try to
Faust.
get the Tiger.
He does eat a Faust, but the Shrek squad.
Oh!
Oh!
Wow! Check out that shot. SU-85 has to move up to that to kill that Tiger. It's in range. If you, there you go. One more hit.
At this
come on.
point, I was more focused on trying to kill the troops because the Tiger is injured. I figured the next best thing is to kill troops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you drained him really hard there. You almost killed like what 4 squads in there. You didn't quite kill him, but you almost did. So.
SU-76 or I'm sorry, SU-85 valiantly trying to attack ground, but Tiger's just out of range. It's gonna be forced back for repairs, but really didn't get a whole lot out of that push. He pushed up and was met by quite a bit of AT. Lost a lot of. I mean, that's kind of the downside of relying on Panzer Shreks as austere, is that you get met with any amount of suppression. And
Yep.
you know, squads that are going to get pushed around by a 76, you know, they're not going to get the, you know, you force that model to move and they're not actually going to be able to fire.
Yeah, Caliber definitely needed his mortar back just to deal with that MG. Like it's decrewed right below the strap point right there. He could have used it to either smoke the MG out or just manually bomb it. But he needed a way to deal with the MG42.
I get himself another Pack 40. He probably noticed like the lack of AT there as well. He probably thought, oh shit, that was close. If he would have been going for it, I would have been in trouble. So he says, I need some more AT, preferably a Pack 40. A good choice, I guess. His infantry, he like rebuilt some of his infantry. We got 2 LMG grants now. And he's slowly crawling back, I'd say. But yeah, your infantry is just so superior right now. You got so much of that.
And yeah, it seems like this is kind of a strat where if you do manage to push your opponent off the field, it gives you an opportunity to really solidify your gains by laying a bunch of anti-tank mines everywhere. You know, like you make it so that if your opponent does try and push back, they get met with, you know, just frustrating vehicle stuns. Oh, it looks like you're trying to destroy the mortar down here. Like you said, it was important for him to get that back, and the PTRS cons are taking shots, but they don't really seem to be doing anything.
Yeah, they're doing something.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, like, you expect at this short of a range, they'd be able to hit a stationary metal tube, but, you know, you can't ask too much for them.
A stationary like they're still shooting at it. You fucking...
Imagine
Oh
some German patrol comes by and spectates that, like, what the fuck are they doing?
This is what we're up against.
Yeah.
We got the Tiger back to full health. He's gonna see what he can do here. Really pretty passive play here from Caliber. He's triple capped.
He's on the defensive because he's lost so much. He lost 2 Stuggies.
Yeah.
And the Tiger. So he needs to be able to have a consolidated push, which he's trying to make to the north, sort of north right now.
Yes, we've got
it's good.
the nice beefy SU-70s or T-34-76 is here to contest
Probably
that.
just has to use the Tiger in combination with the Shreks and the AT gun to push off. I mean, the Shreks and the AT gun to push off the SU-85s, or SU-85 better said, when it's only one, and then to deal with the rest with the Tiger. But that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, really, at this point, he just needs to make one decisive push to hold 1 VP and then stall for another Tiger, because as it stands now, 1 Tiger is manageable. 2 Tigers would be tough to deal with without some really nice play from your commander, whether that be a tank stun with the anti-tank bombing run or some sort of nice combination of play with the T-34s and the SU-85s.
Well, in this case, I realized I'm already floating, what, 370 fuel and 1,000 manpower.
Holy
so I
shit.
figured, you know, it's probably from all the wrecks, which is great, but I'm pop capped, so I can't do anything.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's what I just said in the beginning. It's like if the game takes longer, you just gain so many resources. It's a general thing if you take. Normally, if you don't lose your tanks, you'll have so many resources in the end. But with that salvaging thing, it even gets like more crazy. I get another engagement over there. T-34 moving in, but he sees there's way too much to deal with. We got an anti-tank strafe called in on the the Pack 40.
keep in mind this does quite a bit of damage
Yeah.
to infantry if it lands.
And it does, down to 2 men. It didn't quite wipe it, but
Yeah, I was hoping.
Disappointing.
You know, two men. It's not too bad for 180 munitions.
That's how you have to look at it when you're playing outside the meta.
Yeah.
Yes, I
And the Tiger is in trouble. The SU-85 as well is probably going to die to the Shreks, but just going for the Tiger right there. Now would be the time to use Rem.
Finish him! Penetrate just once! He runs into the pack. One more
No,
shot's
you don't
gonna
get any
finish!
penetrates.
Oh,
No, it deflects and the SU-85 is already down. The T-34
Wow.
gets a destroyed engine from I don't even know what. Really unfortunate.
Oh man, that's
This
so
Tiger.
unfortunate again.
I mean, it could have been worse.
God.
I could have. The point is, I was already floating a lot. So I'm
Look
like, you
at
know
this, look at the vehicle production here.
Yeah.
what? Exactly. So I was like, you know what? You can have this victory. If you have, if you're floating that much, you can afford to, push and make your opponent nervous.
You know what, man? You better go all in with these T-34s before he gets a chance to heal this Tiger. I'd be so angry. I'd be like,
Yeah.
man, the second this T-34 hits the field, I'm gonna fucking stick it up his ass. And then I would probably lose it, let's be honest.
So this is, I'm just gonna ask a question I'm really wondering about is the things whenever I see my opponent going for Soviets and then the commander with
Sorry, I really wanted that house to collapse. I'm sorry, Iceman. Go, finish your question. I love when tanks just run into shit. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, go ahead. Continue with your question. My apologies.
no, I was wondering whenever I see Soviets going for a commander without columns, I normally go for taking Tier 3 Austere because I just think Austere Tier 3 is great. I just see myself in trouble. I can't really make it useful against heavy tanks or really heavy column tanks. So how dangerous is Tier 3 or taking in general to this threat? Would you say?
Well, like you saw here, the Tiger did a really great job at surviving and killing everything. But,
like usual.
Yeah, well, I mean, but taking with if I had gone against a P4, 2 Su-76s supported by all the mines would have been able to deter it, like somewhat, so that P4 just doesn't blitz in and just kill everything.
Yeah.
At that point, I would have been stalling for Tier 3 in order to get something more that can chase the P4 down once it gets slow
Yeah.
enough.
Okay. Yeah, I just guess. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say if like massive Tier 2 play would work with Tier 4, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
can't really-
I don't trust AT guns for whatever reasons, because every time I use them, it's just like blink, blink.
No, I just,
And I rather have my Su-76 blink rather than hearing an AT gun blink.
Oh my god. The ram ran right into the A2 gun.
They-
ramming
yeah.
like 40.
He really likes that AT gun.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. It's like.
And the
so
bombing
it's-
run goes in to try and clear it out. Come on,
Oh,
bombing
it's
run, do
ridiculous.
something!
What?
Jesus
Why?
Christ. Oh man. This
So yeah,
game.
I guess Tier 2 isn't really. Oh, you could have killed that squad with the demo, I guess. Unfortunate. So I guess Tier 2 isn't really what you're going for with that strat, right?
No, it's just a quirk of my playstyle. I don't use Tier 2.
Don't like Zis guns?
I hate this gun.
Why?
I hate it.
Oh,
There's just blink every time I use it. Even though
but the
I've seen it work really
Su-76
well.
doesn't drive you insane?
Well, Su-76 is amazing. That's the difference.
Okay, okay.
I was thinking, well, it would be interesting to see like Ostia to 2 with whatever P grants and all that, and then stalling for tier 4, because I don't know, with SU-76 it might be hard to punish the infantry, right, if you preserve it well.
Yeah. So usually tagging between tier 3 and tier 4, it depends on what your enemy is composed of. Since
Yeah.
I knew he was going for Stug E, I figured, you know, tier 4 would be a better choice.
Yeah.
If it's like an infantry, really heavy infantry, T70 would have been a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you can do that. Like, if he stalls for tier 4, you can just punish his tier 2 with the T70, that's true.
Yeah.
Demo in the south, unfortunately, doesn't wipe the grin.
Yeah, but the
Ooh.
SU-76 though wipes the Pios with her and
Nice.
the Tiger, which still has a destroyed main gun. Unfortunately, all the T-44s died again, so you can't go for it.
At this point, your opponent's
But at
getting
this
really
point, yeah.
desperate because he's down to 12 VPs.
Yeah.
I was just, you know, guarding the VPs. I really wanted to close this out. I don't need the Tiger to come again and
Yeah.
make my day even more horrible.
Yeah, right. You're right. Like, he's down to 10 VPs. You just gotta recapture the southern VP, which you're gonna do in a second. So, yeah, that's true. There's a Shrek lying in the middle. 2 AT guns moving up to deal with your SU-76 and SU-85s. Don't tell me they're gonna kill the SU-76. Please don't.
No, no!
Please no.
The hero of the
Don't worry.
game, 23 kills on a useless unit. I'm sorry, not on a green unit.
I'm offended. I'm offended.
Okay, yeah, this will probably be the last cast you ever show up for because we've been talking shit on your SU-76s. No, it's a linchpin to this strategy. It's amazing. I'm impressed. Honestly, I'm impressed.
Yeah, me too. Like, I never expected the SU-76 to do that much work.
Exactly.
Like, it really...
You know, so I surprise myself sometimes. Like, usually I don't expect, and like, you know, at this late in the game, I expect, you know, packs to just be absolutely killing the SU-76 if it hasn't already vetted up. But in this case, it's vet 3, so you can afford it to stay really in the backfield, which doesn't subject it to all the tortures of Ostia, rather.
Yeah. I like that Shtuki gets stunned by more mines again.
Yeah,
those,
I was
those
just
mines.
laying mines everywhere.
Yeah, they're so crucial, man. They've also given you a lot in this game. Like, overall, it's a really good use of that doctrine. Like, you pretty much you actually use all of the abilities, and they are all important for the game.
And that's it, right
And there we go.
folks. There we
Wow.
are. Good game.
Yeah, that was a really good game. Fun to watch, really.
Wonderful insight.
Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you
And
so
the
much for joining
SU-76
us.
managed, you know, the SU-76 managed to live a full life.
Yeah.
He's aged well.
Oh
if you're
yeah,
gonna-
has a
honestly,
wife, has a whole plot of land in
You're
Russia.
gonna get an SU-76, get it to vet 3, and it's still alive at the end of the game. You should reward it by having a SU-76 0 CP call in without any resource cost at the next game.
We might be moving in some crazy direction like that, you guys. I don't know if anybody's been watching the forums, but I suspect some big changes for KO2 in the next couple months. I have no
Yes.
idea what's going to
Yeah.
happen. But
They're gonna make the SU-76 incredibly powerful. you didn't hear it from me though. You didn't hear it from me.
NDA, be quiet.
So, I still have something on my mind, to be honest. Like, one final question is, there was Ostia. How does it perform against OKV?
Well, in versus OKV, it depends on what your opponent's taking. So usually I would like to get a M3 and, you know, just do like a little drive-by, find out.
Yeah.
Like usually, most OKW players hide their mechanized regiment in their base, so you really need to get quite ballsy with the M3 just to see what their teching do. If they went for battle group, I wouldn't bother with tank hunters. I would wait. I would choose some other doctrine. But
Yeah.
if they're going for mechanized, because PTRSs do quite well against the flak half track.
And
The
so does
Puma-
the AT mines.
Yeah, yeah, and the Puma, yeah, it depends. The Puma can't really do anything to the cons, but they can still push them around, and they
Yeah.
never get the fire to PDRS. But usually against mechanized, it's a lot better to go tank hunter, better than battle group.
Alright, thanks for that. That was what I was wondering, because against OKV is a whole different story, right? So
Yeah, this strategy more like unlike what I did at the beginning, since I just do it just to test it out, see all the flaws and weaknesses. This doctrine requires more like of a wait and see, rather than something like some doctrine that has like a 0 CP call-in that is incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
But
like mechanized assault.
no, well, like if there's like radio intercept, that's usually one of the more doctrines I would pick early on to get the most use out of.
Yeah.
But like this is a doctrine that's wait and see what your opponent's teching to, see what his plan is, and then you respond.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. And that was some really, really good game to watch. And also, thanks for all your insight on the strat, explaining what you did and why you did that.
No problem. People should understand my craziness sometime.
Yeah, and also I hope we could encourage people to, get a little bit crazy sometimes too. Like you see that you can be really successful and can have a lot of fun with those strats.
And keep
And
in
you guys
mind,
usually
RedxWings is not just somebody, stomping random scrubs. Granted, these strategies can only be taken so far, but I mean, you're ranked consistently like in the top 50.
I don't keep track of it anymore. It's just like you lose so many times trying stupid stuff that just bounces up and down.
Yeah, I could understand that, but that being said, I think people should be less worried about their ladder rank and just try some crazy stuff, man. It could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, RedxWings,
So
thank you for joining us. It was a great pleasure. A lot of fun.
No problem.
some final sentence, like if you guys have some special strat or something you wanna show off that you think it's fun to play or it's working really good, yeah, just send us a message, Festive or me, on Go2.org, Steam, whatever, with a replay, and yeah, you can present it in the show as well.
Or if it has a Vet3 SU76, always send replays.
By the way, guaranteed cast. You get an SU76 to Vet3, we'll fucking cast it. Send it in, baby.
I will christen the replay for you. I'll give it like a gold medal. I'll draw a gold medal for it.
You'll be blessed by RedxWings. The off-meta specialist. Oh boy. Alright guys. Iceman, we want to send us home, baby.
Yeah, thanks for watching this awesome game with us. Thanks RedxWings, for joining us. Yeah, see you guys next time. Have a good time till then. Bye bye.
See ya.
SU76 are good.